Raised beds are everywhere right now, and if you watch gardening on YouTube, then you'd think that you need them to grow food successfully. But here's the question. Are raised beds actually better, or are they just a really expensive gardening trend? Because some raised beds cost hundreds of dollars. And after gardening for over 30 years, I think the answer is more complicated than most people like to admit. In fact, today I'm going to tell you where raised beds are absolutely worth it and where they're a complete waste of money. So let's talk about the real pros, the real cons, and whether raised beds are for you. First, let's talk about why raised beds became so popular in the first place, because honestly, a lot of the hype exists for good reason. The first major advantage of raised beds is drainage. If you live somewhere with heavy clay soil or a rainy climate, raised beds can be a game changer. Why? Because roots need oxygen. When soil stays waterlogged, roots struggle to breathe. Growth slows down and disease becomes much more likely. By raising the soil up above ground level, water drains more easily and roots stay healthier. That alone can dramatically improve results. And if you've ever tried growing in thick clay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The second big advantage is soil control. This is one of the biggest reasons people love raised beds. Instead of fighting poor native soil, you basically start with a blank canvas. You decide what soil goes in, how much compost, how much aeration, how rich or loose you want it. That can be huge. If your native soil is rocky, contaminated, compacted, depleted, raised beds let you bypass a lot of frustration. And for beginners especially, that simplicity can be worth a lot. Third, they're easier on your body. This one doesn't get enough attention. As we get older, constantly bending and kneeling gets harder. Raised beds can make gardening more accessible. Less bending, less kneeling, less strain on the back. That matters a lot to some people. This is massive for me personally. If you've watched my channel recently, you know I've battled gophers, nematodes, invasive weeds. Raised beds help me manage all three. I can install barriers, I can isolate soil, I can control the growing environment much more easily. It's one of the main reasons I use them. On the bottom of all my beds is a layer of gopher wire, basically a 1/2 inch galvanized hardware cloth. Not chicken wire that will rust away in a couple of years. Fifth, organization and appearance. Let's be honest, raised beds look good. And I know some people hear that and think, well, that shouldn't matter. Gardening is about growing food. I disagree. I think aesthetics matter a lot more than people admit. Raised beds create structure. They create defined growing spaces. They create clean pathways. They make a garden feel intentional instead of random. And when a garden feels intentional, something interesting happens. You're more likely to spend time in it. That may sound superficial, but I don't really think it is. Think about your house. There are probably rooms you naturally enjoy being in more than others. Why? Usually because they feel better, cleaner, more peaceful, more inviting. Gardens are no different. When a garden feels organized and beautiful, you want to walk through it. You want to check on things. You notice problems earlier. You harvest more often. You prune more consistently. You catch pests sooner. All that improves results. So yes, the beauty of raised beds may seem like a bonus, but sometimes beauty actually improves function. I've seen this in my own garden. When everything is overgrown, messy, and chaotic, I naturally avoid certain areas. I put things off and say, I'll deal with that later. But when a space is clean, organized, and attractive, I'm drawn to it. I want to be there. Now notice I said weed control, not weed elimination, because some people act like raised beds magically remove weeds. They don't, but they can make weeds easier to manage, especially if your native soil is full of aggressive weeds like Bermuda grass or bindweed. So yes, raised beds can be amazing. And if this video ended here, you'd probably say, okay, Brian, so why the title? Because here's the part nobody talks about. Raised beds are not automatically better. That's the myth. And I think that myth is costing some gardeners a lot of money. And let's start with the biggest downside. It's right there. cost. Raised beds are expensive. And I don't just mean the bed itself. People underestimate the soil cost. The bed might cost a couple $100, and then filling it, that can be another 100 or two, depending on the size. It also depends on whether you buy bags of it or have soil delivered. Now, that cost is a huge barrier for beginners, and I hate the idea of someone thinking, I can't garden until I can afford raised beds. That's simply not true. You do not need raised beds to grow amazing food. When we first moved here, I threw down some hardware cloth, piled 6 inches of compost on top, and planted right there. I had a pretty productive garden that fall and winter, so if you're just getting started, just get started. The second major downside is they do dry out faster. This is especially important in hot climates like mine here in Southern California. Raised beds are elevated, which makes them drain well, and that makes them dry out faster. In summer, that can be an issue. You may need to water more often than in-ground gardens. In the ground, moisture can wick up from lower down and roots can grow deeper if needed. Now I want to clarify something because there is a common myth out there about metal raised beds. Some people worry that metal beds get so hot they cook the roots. In my experience, and especially with well-designed metal beds like the ones I'm using here from Vago, that really isn't an issue. They're constructed from a highly reflective steel, which allows them to reflect sunlight rather than absorb it. Research and testing showed that soil temperatures in Vago beds actually stay cooler than wooden, concrete, or dark plastic beds, which soak up the heat. While the metal surface may feel warm to the touch in direct summer sun, it dissipates heat quickly into the air, and the interior soil typically remains only slightly warmer than surrounding ground soil. And features like the white painted linings on the interior panels further reduce heat buildup and protect plant roots from excessive temperatures. Next, and this is the big one, raised beds do not automatically produce more food. Let me say that again. Raised beds do not magically make you a better gardener. I've seen terrible raised bed gardens, and I've seen incredible in-ground gardens. The bed itself isn't the magic. The gardener is. Your success still comes down to sunlight, watering, soil biology, fertilizing, spacing, pest management. A raised bed doesn't fix bad gardening habits. And this may be the biggest misconception on the internet. Fifth, sometimes your native soil is already great. And if that's true, why spend all the money? If you already have loose soil, good drainage, low pest pressure, manageable weeds, you may be perfectly fine growing in the ground. In fact, for some crops, in-ground can be fantastic. Deep-rooted crops especially may love it. So where does that leave us? Are raised beds worth it? My answer is simple. It depends on what problem you're trying to solve. I use raised beds because they solve very real problems for me. They help deal with gophers, poor soil, weed pressure, garden layout, aesthetics. For me, that makes them worth it. But if you already have great soil and no major issues, you may not need them at all. And I think that's the message I want to leave you with. Don't build raised beds because YouTube told you to. Build them because they solve a problem. And if they don't solve a meaningful problem for your garden, you may be better off saving that money for better soil, better compost, better irrigation, or better plants. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't raised beds, the goal is growing food successfully. And there are multiple ways to get there. And if you want to see the exact mistakes people make once they do build raised beds, watch this video right here because avoiding those mistakes can save you a lot of money and frustration. See you guys next time.